everyone, it's me, Krista. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. If not, welcome for the very first time to my little art corner here on YouTube. Today we are going to be doing day one of Inktober, and today's prompt is fish. Going to be doing what I did last year, where we do a video a day, one for each prompt. I did it last year, hopefully I can do it again. Wish me luck. At this point, I am just getting my sketch out on a 4x6 piece of Strathmore 400 series Bristol board paper. For this one, I had a couple of ideas of what to do. I thought about doing an anglerfish again, but I did it last year for the prompt darkness. And then I thought maybe a pufferfish could be fun. I still think drawing a pufferfish could be fun, but I decided on doing a betta fish. So that's what's going on here right now. Part of the way through this drawing, my mechanical pencil ran out of some lead, so I had to switch off to another one. Here I'm attempting to use a Copic drawing pen. In FO2, this drawing pen, the ink apparently was clogging the nib, so I had to rinse it out with some warm water. I did that after I finished this drawing because I didn't feel like messing around with it anymore. Since the Copic one wasn't working, I switched off to a Pentel Arts hybrid Technica in 0.3 millimeters, and I decided to just start following some of the lines I have and creating a little bit of texture as I go. For some thicker lines, I also pull in some Art Alternatives pigment liners in 0.3 and 0.5. For this drawing, I wanted to focus a lot on creating texture by using the pen and the liners. With the Pentel Arts Hybrid Technica pen, I am following some of the lines I already have set down and creating texture that way. I'm just hatching, following the curves and the lines that I have set up. For darker areas, I'm pulling in the liner in 0.3. I pull in the 0.5 liner towards the end where I want some really thick lines and some really deep shading going on. Filming the process of this video was actually a little weird. My overhead desk lamp kept going out periodically. There was a point where I just turned it off and let the sunlight from the window be my light source. I think the desk lamp might have been overheating because after I left it off for a while and turned it back on, it worked okay. Either that or the connection was weak. I'm not positive, but it's working now. There were some issues during filming though. Go figure. But now back to the actual drawing itself. I am using another item to create this lovely fishy. It is a Sakura Jelly Roll 10 pen. I'm using this to pull out some highlights back from what I already have laid down. I always go a little too ham with the line work on these kind of drawings, so having that white gel pen to re-pull back out some brightness works very well for me. You can also layer over it again with the other pens and liners, so it's a helpful little tool to have. You can also use it to fix some mistakes if you put a line in a wrong spot. I had a lot of fun doing this project. I really enjoy fish. I don't have any fish because I have cats, and that's just not a good combo, but I do like going to aquariums and watching them swim around. My favorite field trips in high school would be when we would go to Belle Isle Aquarium for art. We would go to do live sketches of the wildlife. And we went at least once per term. I remember one of the drawings very specifically because it was a catfish. I decided for some reason I had to draw this giant catfish. We called it Fluffy because it had a very big belly. Came to find out later that the catfish was actually pregnant. Go figure. In another project I remember, it was just 3 different fish I drew on the same piece to create a certain composition, and that one was colored pencil. The catfish was just a normal pencil drawing. I think I did it in ebony pencil. I probably still have both of those drawings hidden somewhere in a portfolio. Also, we would go to the zoo for those classes. I remember a bunch of people doing penguins and polar bears for their projects. I don't actually remember what I did, but it's been over a decade now. I'm not going to remember everything perfectly, unfortunately. I promise I'm done with that tangent now. Let's talk a little bit more about the drawing. I started doing some little scale type textures towards the body, starting again with the Hybrid Technica pen and then using the liners later. For this project, I wanted to focus more on texture and seeing what kind of contrast I could get and how many different tones I could get, even though I'm using basically just black pen, black markers, and a white pen. I intentionally left the background just that stark white of the paper. I learned my lesson from the dragon prompt last year, because I thought that dragon started looking really good until I decided to blacken out the background and I just messed the whole thing up. I didn't want to do that with this fish. I'm also finishing up all of the fin areas once again, just going in with the pen and the two different liners. I also start pulling in that white gel pen at different points to help pull back out highlights, but also to add little dots on certain areas of the fins. Some areas I am leaving a little bit of space between the lines so the paper actually shows through. Other areas I am blacking out as much as humanly possible. I'm trying to create a little bit of depth this way and to make sure that I have some really nice dark blacks. To get to the darker parts, I am using the liners and just making lines really close together and even doing some little small circles. Doing this project, I did start to get a little bit of hand pain. I need to find a new brace for my hand for when I do projects like this that are more detail-oriented, where it's a lot of tiny little strokes, because it irritates my hand slightly. I used to have one, but it disappeared, I think, when I moved. At this point, I'm going in to give the illusion of a scale texture just by doing little half circles and keep following the lines, using the pen just for little areas and then pulling in the liner in order to make it a little darker. After I get some more of that texture and shading in, I do also start pulling in the white gel pen and making kind of bigger circular areas to give the illusion of lighter scales going on. And at this point, I'm truly just fine-tuning and cleaning up, making darker areas darker, lighter areas lighter, and ensuring that I have some nice, thick, strong lines for the outline areas. After I have pretty much everything set in, I pull in a kneaded eraser and start erasing all of my pencil lines that I had in there, and for some of the smaller areas, I start using the eraser that's on my mechanical pencil. And with that, day one of Inktober is pretty much done. If you liked this video, please hit that like button. If you have any comments, questions, feelings, concerns, or if you want to tell me what you're doing for Inktober, what you did for this project, if you're even participating or not, let me know all about that in that comment section down below. If you want to see more videos like this, please feel free to subscribe. I am going to be attempting to do an Inktober project every day for October. As always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day or night to watch this video and listen to me ramble. I greatly appreciate it. I look forward to hearing from you guys soon, and you will definitely be hearing from me soon. Bye, everybody!